Good morning and welcome to the Grow Omaha Show, sponsored by NAI NP Dodge, Omaha's premier commercial real estate company, and D&M Roofing. Grow Omaha is the metro area's only economic development and commercial real estate radio program. I am Trenton Magid. My usual partner in crime, Jeff Beals, has the weekend off. However, I'm honored to share the next hour with you and two frequent Grow Omaha contributors, Brad Williams, a partner of E&A Consultants, a civil engineering firm, and owner of Brad Williams Photographer. Welcome, Brad.
Hey, good morning.
And Jorge Sotolongo, a colleague of mine, an agent at NAI NP Dodge, and a member of the Omaha Planning Board. Good morning, Jorge.
Morning, Trenton.
And good morning to all of you. It's been a great week. I want everybody to get their questions ready because it's a ever popular call-in show this week. And so 402-558-1110, and that'll happen right after the news of the week. And after the show, you should join us. A few of us are going to Nebraska Crossing, and we're getting our Fast Cash 15% off cards ready. If you listen to the show, you know what Jeff talks about, and that is the app. If you go to the NEX app, and you can get it on your Apple or Google Wallet, and you shop, you use your credit card, it's seamless, and within 30 days, you're going to get a credit. It's like cash. You can use it at any of the stores out there. You can use it at stores such as Tory Burke, Kate Spade, New York, Polo Ralph Lauren, Nike, Under Armour, Coach, Michael Kors, Untuckit, Tecovas, Vineyard Vines, and the new gift store, which I like to. It's something unique. It's something that you don't see a lot of places, called Scarlet Highway, and very Nebraska-centric products, and I use it to buy birthday presents and things like that. So check out Nebraska Crossing. The economic development news of the week is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. Eagle Mortgage has been in business for almost 30 years, licensed mortgage brokers serving Nebraska and Iowa, free consultations for your purchases, refinancing, get pre-approved. They do conventional VA and FHA financing. Call Holly Schneiderwind. They're at the corner of 114th and Davenport, just south of 114th and Dodge. Go to eaglemortgagecompany.com and get that pre-approval letter. Well, the development news of the week, there's a lot going on. The CoStar News Brief, if you want to know anything about national, international real estate market, go to CoStar.com, and they provide us news briefs. And what's interesting is that the Mortgage Real Estate Investment Trusts, also known as REITs, are flush with cash right now, which is amazing, facing tough competition in the apartment market. So they're starting to turn to other businesses like hotels. And if anybody has tried to book a trip, a rental car, anything around the country, around the world, you know that hotels are filling up. So what's interesting is Blackstone Mortgage, CoStar reported, is one of the REITs taking a renewed look at the sector, a sign that one of the industry's largest institutional investors is beginning to see opportunities which at first glance appear to be a crazy area in the last year, guys, investing in hotels during the pandemic-troubled sector. So you're seeing hotel stocks go up. Amazing. Yeah. I mean, have you guys been traveling at all?
We tried to book a rental car, and it was nearly impossible.
I think that's due to the chip shortage as well. But my wife just got back from a hotel conference in Dallas, and it was crazy. 7,000 people, just jam-packed with owners and brokers and big corporate clients like big Wyndhams and Choice Hotels and Best Westerns, all these guys. And it was just like they were like unleashed. Like it was like a great party, almost like we would see.
So the economy is doing well.
It is.
Other economic development news, another large data center. Jorge serves on the planning board. And northwest of Blair High Road and State Street, 261 acres and a total of 1.4 million square feet. Wow. In several phases. What can you tell us about that, Jorge?
Well, yeah, it's a great project that I think is going to kick off a similar growth trajectory that we've seen in Sarpy County, along the I-73 or I-370 I-80 corridor there. So I'm hoping we're going to replicate that same thing there in Northwest Omaha along Blair Head Road. And so there's phase 1, 2, and 3 that was outlined in the plan, and there's just a lot of growth, and it's going to be an incredible project. They couldn't stress more like the magnitude of the project itself.
What do you see with it, Brad?
Well, it like Jorge said, hopefully it kicks off development in that area. That it's right across from the Police and Fire Training Center, and there's been a few businesses come in that area over the years, but it's really been kind of slow to develop. And I thought that 4-lane highway all the way to Blair would have kicked off a little more development, but it really hasn't.
You see a lot more development between Lincoln and Omaha and that corridor, but that Highway 133, which goes up there northwest, and we're seeing some other big developments up there as well. But it could be a number of these large companies that we hear about on the data center. The application is under communication services, and the planning board passed 2 cases that'll go on to city council. So we'll watch that for you. Other development news: a new liquor store, a superstore, probably to compete with that that beer, wine, and spirits store over at the Oakview area. Hy-Vee is jumping into the mix. They've got some other stores like this, but they're planning 2 in Omaha. One is going to be about 22,000 square feet, 129th and West Center Road in the Montclair Village Shopping Center, right next to the that tile store. And they're going to have best-in-class wine, spirits, and beer. Other products will include specialty grocery items, including cheese, charcuterie, chips, crackers, sodas, seltzers, and things like that. So we'll have to watch for that. Supposedly they're going to have a couple in Lincoln and looking at Des Moines as well. And I can see that happening. Also at Montclair Shopping Center there's a new Chase Bank that Turner Construction is building out. It was the old Boots for Less space right up there on West Center Road. So things are happening along that corridor. Local developer Neeraj Agarwal, who's been on this show, is planning to redevelop the historic Service Life building at 1904 Farnham into 54 affordable apartments, and then the street level will have commercial space as well. And that is adjacent to Omaha City Hall, and has been a lot of smaller offices for attorneys and different uses for that. So that's a good repurpose of that building. And then finally, on development news, construction is underway for a 12,000 square foot building. It's actually a client of mine right near 108th and Giles, 10748 Virginia Plaza, and it's going to be completed in January 2022. We actually have 2,500 square feet. So give me a call. It has 2,500 square feet with a drive-through. This is right near 108th and Giles, and there's already a counseling office and then some salon suites. So there's a lot going on. We just covered a small part of it. We'll continue to cover more, but get ready. Give us a call at 402-558-1110. This is your Grow Omaha call-in show, and when we get back, we're going to have the Noddle Development Spotlight, and you're listening to Trenton Magid, Jorge Sotolongo, and Brad Williams on the Grow Omaha show right here on 1110 KFAB. Welcome back to Grow Omaha, your area's only economic development and commercial real estate radio program. I'm Trenton Magid with guest hosts Brad Williams and Jorge Sotolongo. Jeff Beals will be back with me next week. And it is time for your Noddle Development Spotlight. And Noddle Development as the company, the local company, regional company that has done First National Business Park, Bank of the West Business Park, Gallup campus, Gallup University, Kiewit headquarters and the Kiewit University and in the Builders District downtown. But we're going to focus today on Zone 6, which is the HDR Global Headquarters they completed about a year ago. That's the 10-story, 245,000 square foot building right at Exarban Village on 67th Street. They're going to have up to 1,150 employees, a 1,000-car parking garage. And Zone 6, they call it revolving recreation. And I was hanging out there yesterday. This is where on the main floor with the commercial tenants, you got 10 vendors, backstretch bar, culprit cafe, which has baked goods, coffee, drinks, sandwiches, things like that. Nori, which is a new entrant, sushi rolls, rice bowls, salads, and sides, to name just a couple of them. But what's really cool about Zone 6, and it's really getting together, is Sonny's, which is the Airstream trailer. They have cocktails, wines. In a couple weeks, they're going to have charcuterie boards. And have you guys been down there and to see the Bark Park?
Yeah, I've been down there. It's packed all the time when I drive by.
They call it the Canine Courtyard, and they've got pens for the dogs. They have obstacle courses, and they have a stage. They have an old hay trailer that they've turned into a stage, and then a big turf area, which they can have live music and all kinds of stuff. And they already have. If you go to Instagram and look up Sonny's Exarban, or you look up the Inner Rail, you'll see a schedule, and they have about 4 or 5 music acts a week.
Wow.
Some are like on Sunday, they're in the afternoon, right? And then a couple nights a week or 3 nights a week, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a good vibe, and you see friends hanging out there, and you've got all kinds of tenants there, and it's really Omaha's definition of a true lifestyle mixed use development at Exarban Village, because it's you've got residential there, you can walk to everywhere, and you can't do that everywhere in Omaha. So Noddle's doing a great job with that, and there is your development news of the week, or excuse me, your development spotlight by Noddle Companies, an Omaha-based full-service real estate company that can be reached at noddlecompanies.com. So check out Exarban Village. And I wanted to bring up Brad Williams just completed the August construction update on YouTube. So go to the Grow Omaha YouTube channel. You did something very unique on this month's construction update, Brad.
This month I put a GoPro camera on the front of my bike and rode the new Harney Street bikeway from the Old Market down to Midtown Crossing and then back to the Old Market.
And it's time-lapse, ladies and gentlemen, so you don't have to get on there. And by the way, while after we talk about this, we have some calls in waiting, but 402-558-1110. This is a call-in show, 402-558-1110. Whatever economic development and commercial real estate questions you have for the Omaha area, we're here to answer it. If not, we're going to make up some things. But go on. What else was on the update?
Did a lot out in Elkhorn this time. There's a lot going on the 204th Street corridor. And then
you got medical, you got a McDonald's.
Yeah, there's a apartment complex that look more like a row of townhomes or row houses. Then also the 180th Street bridge over the old Lincoln Highway and Blondo Street.
Yeah, talk about that, because that's something that's been a long, long time coming. And from Dodge Street all the way to Maple, that has never been easily accessible.
No, you've always had to use 168th or go out to 192nd. And I think that's really going to help ease the traffic off those other two roads and kind of make it more an even distribution.
So from Dodge Street to Blondo, we're talking about just a month, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be open, and there's some great shots that you walked that new bridge.
No, I didn't go on the bridge. That's trespassing. But I stood in the neighborhood right next to the bridge and zoomed in on it. So
you did a good job with that.
Thanks. So the construction updates are fun. It's just great to get out and see what's going on around town, and I really enjoy doing them.
What did you think of the bike lane, by the way?
The bike lane was great. It was a little bumpy in spots, but that will come with time, getting those things ironed out. But
it's a lot easier to go east than it is to go north.
I mean, I would pretty much rode the brakes the entire way from 480 back down to the Old Market. It just coasted. But it was great. I felt a lot safer than just riding on the actual street, and I was surprised how fast I got from the Old Market to Midtown.
And it's interesting how they preserved parking by pushing it off the side of the street. And then there's all these plastic ballards everywhere.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
Just
Jeff brought it up, and I brought it up in the video. It's I don't know what's going to happen when they need to plow snow, but
I know.
For now it's great.
I don't know if those can be removable or something like that.
They look like they
it.
are. I don't know if it's maybe it's a temporary thing until people get trained.
But then you have but then you have that parallel parking along there that kind of shields you from traffic, which is nice.
Yep. The one thing I did find was weird was I was riding against one-way traffic going west, and you got to actually look. When I'm on a bike, I'm usually looking at the traffic lights, the red, green, yellow lights, but I actually had to pay attention to the walk, don't walk lights to see what was coming on with the traffic.
That's interesting.
So that took a minute to get used to.
Kind of European almost.
Yeah.
All right, this is the call-in show, 558-1110. That's 402-558-1110. And first, Jan, you have a question. Jan?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, what's your question?
Okay, I love your show, first of all, and I was going to say we want to know what happened to the Fleet Farm Company that was supposed to be coming on Maple Street. Anyway, we come through West Des Moines yesterday, and on 80 they have a big, huge one they just opened up, and what happened to ours?
You know, a couple years ago, there were a lot of rumors flying around that they were going to have up to 3 in the metro area. One was going to be out about 190th and West Maple Road that you talked about. Another one had serious consideration at Steel Ridge, which Noddle Company is developing, which is Highway 370 and Interstate 80. And that actually is now going to be a Menards. And so that both those, I think that KKR, a major investment firm, bought Fleet Farm or invested in it. And I think they kind of axed this market because there's going to be another one on South 24th Street, kind of where where we talked about the Amazon data center on Veterans Memorial Highway in Council Bluffs. That one was nixed as well. So I don't know. Do you guys know of any Fleet Farm plans for Omaha?
I heard the same thing you did, that the new owner just kind of put a hold on any new development and then kind of cut the Omaha market out.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jana, we appreciate you listening to the show and have a good weekend.
For answering it. Thank you.
Yep, take care. And next up, Joe, you're on the hotline.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Are you
Yes,
there?
sir. Yeah, what's your question?
You know what? I think you guys should call Fleet Farm and tell them that they missed out on the Omaha area. They need to put 4 or 5 stores in here. But
Can we use your
anyway,
name,
question,
Joe?
Yeah, you can use my name. Sure. Yeah. But anyway, there's a house. There's a big, beautiful, stately home in an area that's being developed about 165th in between Military and State. And it's a big, beautiful home. It's 2-story with it's got 6 chimneys, and it looks like they're deconstructing it because it looks like they're taking it apart piece by piece. If you guys can recall that big, beautiful house sitting out, in that field there.
I believe the owner of the
house is on that house.
I believe the owner of the house was on Omaha at one time, right?
Yeah, Herb Freeman, who's at NP Dodge Corporate, great guy, and he had a lot of land there, and the idea was to make that a kind of new urbanism. He had a lot of charrettes, which is meetings of people to talk about what would happen, and I think that it's so far out there. It was taking a long time, but I'm not sure I'm thinking that he sold that to a home developer to develop that neighborhood.
I believe that's.
Yeah, I know Woodsonia is doing a lot of work out there. There's a lot of subdivisions right in that area that are occurring right now.
But I was in that house like 15 years ago or something like that. It was a big, beautiful house and very southern looking, and so we believe that's going to be redeveloped into a subdivision.
It's funny, everyone talks about the chimneys on that house.
Yeah, absolutely.
First
Well, we got some new callers coming. Joe, we appreciate you listening to the show, and we'll talk to Fleet Farm for you, and we'll use your name.
I believe every single corner on that, or at least 3 of the 4, have subdivisions actively being built right now. Yep. 168.
Did you guys see the Platt Institute was talking about how we could be 50,000 housing units low? There's just such a shortage of housing units, and in my neighborhood over at Lake Zorinsky, it's unbelievable. You see these for sale signs go up with these ridiculous prices, and then 3 days later, there's a sold sign on them.
Yep. Well, I'm telling you what, in planning board, every single month we've got a number of subdivisions on the docket.
I think we had 900 acres last month go through planning, so that's a huge amount.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that this is a few more years in the making. That there's no real slowing down.
We're building, with ENA, we're building neighborhoods as fast as we can, but You talk about the material shortage. Now we're running into projects that, like the concrete companies are having driver shortages. We can't get the roads built fast enough because they can't get the concrete to us fast enough. It's amazing how I think they're calling it instead of the Great Recession, the Great Resignation. And, framing companies are losing workers to competing framing companies. And, everyone's going around and offering $2 more here and $5 more there.
Oh, I had a great guy by the name of Scott who manages Brother Sebastian's. We were at dinner last night, and he's saying that he has to turn away business because there's not they can't get the servers. They can't get people get it. Well, anyway, we got to take a quick break. And we're going to be back with the call-in show, so please hang on. Andrew, please hang on. We'll get to you. And call us at 402-558-1110. You're listening to the Grow Omaha Show with Trenton Magid, Brad Williams, and Jorge Sotolongo, brought to you by NAI, MP Dodge, and D&M Roofing. And we'll be right back on 1110 KFIB. Welcome back to the Grow Omaha Show, sponsored by NAI, MP Dodge, and D&M Roofing on News Radio 1110 KFIB. I'm Trenton Magid. Jeff Beals has the weekend off, but I'm joined by Brad Williams and Jorge Sotolongo. This is the call-in show, so call in at 402-558-1110. And you just heard from Eric Obrempt, who is the owner of D&M Roofing, our main sponsor. And D&M Roofing is a full-service certified roofing contractor with more than 50 years of experience in all aspects of roofing services for both residential and commercial. They replaced my roof in 2 days from start to finish, did an amazing job. You can count on D&M for speedy, reliable service when you need it the most. No job is too big or too small. They offer affordable solutions for everyone. D&M Roofing's experienced experts are highly skilled and have undergone rigorous training. Free estimates, go to dndmroofing.com. Well, we're here on the call-in show. Andrew, you've been patiently waiting. Go ahead.
Good morning, fellas. I appreciate your time. I'm curious to know if anybody has any updates on whether or not the Tex-Mex restaurant Julio's is coming back. They announced they were coming back in June, and it's been radio silent since then. So I'm just curious to know if there's any insider information on that.
Well, we appreciate that, Andrew. And actually, during the break, because I saw what you were calling about, and I texted with one of the retail specialists at the company that handles that property and along West Center Road, and there is no update. So it sounds like the person who was going to buy Julio's, it sounds like they're not reopening it, but that's all the information we could find. So it sounds like that space is still available. But I miss it too. It was Rick Fox was a great guy who put that together and ran it for so many years. And so I don't know if someone's going to take those recipes and start something new, but thanks for listening. Next up is Linda. Linda, you have a call regarding West Maple?
Yes, I do. It's east of 216th. It's north of Maple, and some of the streets are in, but I guess I was wondering, is it just single home residential? Is that what that's platted for, or is it, I just didn't know what it was and how big of an area it's going to be.
Are you talking a little ways north of Maple, like north of that existing neighborhood?
Yes.
I think it's just the next phase of there's that Arborview neighborhood, and I believe they're just building the next phase of that. I know there's a couple phases yet to come.
Oh, okay. So that was an
what I saw didn't have any retail.
Yep, we're not aware of any commercial.
No retail.
And Linda, a lot of times when it comes to commercial, that far out is usually commercial takes a little while after the residential, after the homes build up. But the West Maple corridor is likely to see more commercial services and retailers along the corridor. But thank you, Linda.
Yes, and thank you, and enjoy your email and enjoy your show. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much
to all of you.
And that reminds us is the weekly newsletter. If you go to the Grow Omaha website, growomaha.com, and sign up for the newsletter, there's about 8,000 people that get a weekly report, and it's topical information, what restaurants are coming to town, what's opening, what's reopening, and a lot of great news. We had a lot of good feedback on that, and you can sign up for it, and it'll come into your inbox automatically every Thursday. And now I want to welcome to the show a friend of ours, Kirk Hansen with Access Commercial, and he's been talking about a project that his firm is redeveloping on Pacific Street. Hey, Kirk.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we appreciate you calling in, and I had I got to tour your development there. This is known as Shaker Place. So tell us what you got.
Sure. Well, Shaker Place is now formerly known as Regency Landing. It's a 12-acre project there on 107th Pacific and I-680. And we're under a major demolition and putting it all back together right now. We've got some great restaurants leased, including Twisted Cork will be reopening this fall.
Everybody loves
some
Twisted
office
Cork.
spaces above that. Absolutely. Yeah. Excited to get them back open. People are still showing up since they've been closed, hoping they were open and shaking the locked doors. So excited to get that open, and they've expanded their area. Early Bird Breakfast and Brunch will be opening there probably by the end of the year. And then Blue Sky Patio and Pickleball, which is owned by Phil Shafford of the Meatball brand and other Blackstone Concepts. He'll be opening a kind of an entertainment venue there as well. So very exciting stuff for the area. We're excited to get it done here.
Your colleague Chris Nielsen gave me a tour a couple months ago, and people are seeing a lot of construction going on, refacing those a couple of those buildings, and then that gas station, that small gas station. I believe you're talking about putting a road. It'll be a road down into the development. Really open that up, right?
Yeah, that's a huge get for that center, was to get an approval of a second entrance. So that gas station will be coming down, and that'll give us full circulation into the whole site, and another kind of key access point off Pacific, which will help everyone get in and out of there. So yeah, that'll help clean it up too. That gas station needs to come down.
So that new Regency Landing, how big is that site?
We're just at 12 acres for the entire project. We also own the Regency Lodge site, which has obviously been demolition down, and that's being saved for kind of a phase 2 mixed-use project, which I think will have luxury apartments and is also a great kind of large corporate office site as well.
And Kirk, so behind that gas station where that's going to come down, obviously, we're hearing there's going to be even some opportunity for music performances and concerts and outdoor events. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think definitely in our master plan of that project is to have a entertainment venue component. And, I think the restaurants, and some of this was a COVID reaction, but they all have massive outdoor four-season type patios. So I think the Blue Sky has a 1,500 square foot patio, and all these restaurants are looking for different ways to use their outdoor space, but also be prepared if they have to have a limited occupancy inside. They have basically a restaurant outside as well with the additional seating that we're kind of planning in all these.
That's great. A little pickleball and live music. It sounds great.
Well, we look forward.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, out of all the announcements we've done, people want to talk about the pickleball the most, so we're excited to get that open.
Yeah. Well, it's Kirk Hansen, the developer of the new Regency Landing right at 107th and Pacific Street. We wish you the best luck with the project, my friend, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too, guys. Thanks a lot love listening to your show. Thanks.
Thanks. And next up, we have Hank, who has a question about 168th and West Maple. Hank?
It has nothing to do with pickleball. I heard that about a year ago that they were going to have or build a Popeyes around 168th and Maple, but I have not seen anything along those lines anywhere. So I was wondering if that was a pipe dream or they just haven't gotten to it.
I saw that as well. It was going to be, I think, on the southeast side, kind of over by that car wash. And I don't know. Have you guys seen anything about that? I saw it announced, or maybe it was a rumor or whatever. But we'll watch for that. I can tell you that there's a similar type restaurant, not Popeyes, but right behind that strip center at the Thompson Isle that we developed on 168th, the northwest corner, where that slope is right next to Walmart. There's a restaurant plan that hopefully we can tell you about pretty quickly as well. So thanks for that, Hank.
I wonder if the car wash bought the lot out from under them.
Well, Bill and Kirk, hang on. We got to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with the lightning round brought to you by Turner Construction, and we'll have a bunch of snippets and a lot of great updates on restaurants and things like that. You're listening to Trenton Magid, Brad Williams, and Jorge Sotolongo, brought to you by NAI, NP Dodge, and D&M Roofing. You're listening to Grow Omaha on News Radio 1110 KFAB. Welcome back to the Grow Omaha Show, sponsored by NAI, NP Dodge, Commercial Real Estate, and D&M Roofing. I'm Trenton Magid. I am joined in Jeff's absence by Brad Williams and Jorge Sotolongo. This is the call-in show. And I want to give a shout-out, before we get back to the last few calls, I want to give a shout-out to a longtime friend, client, and all-around great guy, Joel Potter, who for 32 years this month, he bought a failing gym. He and his partner bought a failing gym at 108th and Q Street. Not only did they bring it back to life, but he built a group of gyms now known as Blue Moon Fitness, and they're celebrating 32 years in business. And so I want to give a shout out and congratulations to Joel Potter, his team, and all the members at Blue Moon Fitness and all the locations in Omaha and Lincoln, and wish you the best of success. And so thank you for your friendship and thank you for your business. And let's get to Greg regarding 42nd and L Street. Greg, what do you have?
Oh, there's a property on 42nd and L on the northeast corner. It was a service garage at one time, and then was closed for a while, and then it looked like some food trucks were using it as maybe a main location to warehouse their stuff or make their food or wherever they were going. And then all of a sudden, now it's all fenced in with a big tall fence, and I'm kind of curious if maybe something might be going in there.
Yep, I spoke to the owner about this the other day, and they're fencing that off. I can't say anything for sure yet, but we're going to see some quick service restaurant take down and redevelop that whole site. It's going to be a build-to-suit for probably some sort of coffee or quick serve restaurant in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Love the show.
Thanks. And we have time for one last caller before we get to the lightning round. Kirk, you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering what was going in at the corner of Highway 50 and Flatview Road down in Springfield.
Isn't there a used car lot there right now?
Southwest corner.
There's a used car lot on the northwest corner, I believe, right?
It'd be the southwest corner. It would be the development.
Anyone, fellas?
No, we can look into it and let you know next week.
And we'll post it on our Facebook page. So our last caller, Kirk, stumped the boys. So, Kirk, we appreciate you listening. It is time for your lightning round, brought to you by Turner Construction. Turner is building for the future with over 150 full-time Turner employees in the area, 40 of whom are local to Omaha. We've talked about some of the projects that they're building. They're best known for the massive Sarpy County data center at Highway 50 in Papillion and south of Papillion. And they're the number one builder nationally for healthcare, commercial, education, pharmaceutical, manufacturing. And what I'm most impressed about is the workforce development they do. They high school students and college students. And we had Patrick Sokol on, who is the team leader in Omaha a few weeks ago, talking about all the projects that Turner does and everything that they do for the city of Omaha. They build a lot of projects that are from the $1 million to $5 million range, as well as the hundreds of millions of dollars. So check out Turner Construction and use them for your construction needs. And this is the lightning round and the Commercial Real Estate Summit, which has been around for over 30 years, led by Jerry Slusky, a local attorney and developer. They have announced the 2021 Hall of Fame class, and that would be Bob Hancock, founder of Robert Hancock and Company, Bob Huck, partner of Croker Huck Law Firm, Thomas Houston, partner of Klein, Williams, Wright, Johnson, and Oldfather, and then Michael Yanni. A lot of people know Michael Yanni for his philanthropic endeavors, and he is the chairman emeritus of Burlington Capital. The inductees will be honored at the CRE Summit on August 20th at CHI Health Center, Omaha. I encourage people to go to attendcresummit.com and learn more about that. Here's a new one, a re-entrant to the market at the Hotel Deco, right at 15th and Harney Street. You guys, Monarch Prime and Bar, a fancy restaurant.
Great steakhouse. Yep.
Great steakhouse. I'm excited to see it return. They remodeled that the hotel and they remodeled the restaurant, so that'll be kind of a fun one. Who would have thought that the Omaha Bakery is leaving the original location at 608 South 72nd Street, and they're relocating in the former Panera Bread store at Wolf Creek down on 15th and Cornhusker in Bellevue.
Oh, wow.
That's what you get when you name your, you name your business after the city you're founded in.
72nd Street Bakery, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But they have good wedding cake and stuff like that.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, great place.
They do have a second location which I think was going to remain open at 725 North 210th Street. So that is good. And then I don't know if you guys have been to a Nepalese restaurant, but there's a grand opening today at 11 a.m. It's called the Nepali Restaurant and Bar. The restaurant will serve momos and order other Nepalese dishes. Do you guys know what momos are?
They're dumplings.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's pot stickers or whatever. Momo is a type of East and South Asian steamed filled dumpling. I had to look that one up. Native to Tibet and Nepal. So check that out. We welcome you to the crowded market of restaurants in Omaha. The one of the things that, here's a couple other snippets that I think are interesting. Lockwood Development, Chip James and his team closed in early July on 175,000 square foot. The former, or soon-to-be former, Valmont building. This is at 137th and West Dodge Road, that fancy circular building with that world in front of it. Beautiful building. And he got it at a good price, and he's got 68,000 square foot available out of the 175,000, so there's some existing tenants. I love that building.
It's gorgeous. It's like a real campus. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and congratulations to them. And then the other Lockwood project that they're working on is Crossroads, of course, which is over $500 million, and you've been busy on the planning board with that.
Yes, they've been busy. We've been busy. It's moving forward really fast.
So they're bringing in a bunch of dirt. Some of it's coming from Iowa, believe it or not. So that's
really
far away, but they'll have some underground parking, so that'll save on some of the dirt they need to bring in. But you're going to see truckloads and truckloads of dirt going in there.
You can already see it this morning when you go down Cass Street.
Well, it's an interesting site in terms of grading because it actually steps down pretty consistently. So it'd be cool to see how they do it.
Absolutely. Well, we are running out of time, ladies and gentlemen. And Jorge Sotolongo, NAI MP Dodge, my colleague, Omaha Planning Board member, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Trenton. Great to see you.
And Brad Williams, you're amazing. Brad Williams Photography, unbelievable photography, drone footage. And E&A Consulting, thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Join us next week on KFAB 1110 for Grow Omaha Show. Have a great week.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.